Oh, I got you a present, by the way.
What? You did?
I
For
did.
reals?
Yep.
That's so sweet.
There you go.
I went out and bought you something too. I wrapped it myself.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh my gosh, it's a box that's completely filled with Skittles.
It's a cone.
These are a lot of Skittles.
Anyway, I'm Jack Stalter,
And I'm Alexis Benson.
and live from New York, it's Saturday night.
It's Thursday, and we are not live from New York City. You need to stop doing that.
Okay. Welcome to UTV.
Welcome to the very first edition of What's Pedro Watching. I'm Pedro Barragan. The very first show I'd like to talk to you about is The Americans. It's the wire of this era. It's a drama set in the Cold War about two spies who basically pretend to be Americans. They're from Russia. This year, it was in its fourth season, and it was the biggest roller coaster of a season out there. It's up there with a show like Breaking Bad. The Americans has two great performances by Kerry Russell and Matthew Rhys, who were finally recognized this year for the Emmys. And it's one drama that has its first three seasons on Amazon Prime, so what are you doing right now? Start watching it. The second TV show I'll be talking about is The Night Of. It's a mini-series as of right now, but it could actually return as an anthology series. What the show should be labeled as is what True Detective Season 2 should have been. Atlanta. This is basically what you do when you give a Spike Lee script to Jim Jarmusch. You get this great independent film. It's from Donald Glover, who rap fans may know as Childish Gambino. When he gave the idea for the series, said he wanted to create Twin Peaks with rappers. He certainly did it. Next on my list is a small show that's on Netflix right now, and you probably don't even know about it either, is BoJack Horseman. It's an animated series. It really puts a tear to anybody who watches The Simpsons or King of the Hill to know that there's a cartoon series out there that really prophesizes about self-fulfillment. BoJack Horseman is, in a way, it's a tragedy. It creates this character who's basically a celebrity. I mean, where is he now, celebrity? Like, let's say John Stamos after Full House. Where is that guy right now? It kind of shows that with this character named BoJack Horseman in this basically world where walking, talking animals coexist with human beings. The next show I want to mention on my list is American Crime Story, The People vs. O.J. Simpson. The series is from creator Ryan Murphy, who brought shows such as Glee and American Horror Story, except this time he tackles real life stories, actually. As you guessed it, season 1 tackles the O.J. Simpson case. There were moments here and there where the show got a little corny, but performances were just remarkable. It took home all the Emmys. And then there's Game of Thrones, which had probably one of the most spectacular seasons of television ever. Yes, it's going to be up there with, let's say, season 5 of Breaking Bad. Basically, when it's a film territory. The line between film and television is now really fading away thanks to Game of Thrones having one of the best episodes of television, which was its penultimate this season, and just having this big giant fight scene and really doing something more with the film aspects of television. And finally, Stranger Things. It's basically this melting pot of so many great TV shows, movies, novels. It pays homage to John Carpenter. It pays homage to Steven Spielberg. You're basically watching a Spielberg film inside a Carpenter film with a few traits of Stephen King's novels here and there. And, at moments you could say this is basically a threequel to this mini trilogy of, let's say, The Goonies, Monster Squad, and Here Comes Stranger Things. That's basically my best of the year for 2016. This has been Pedro Barragan, and you've been watching What's Pedro Watching?
Hey, welcome to Movie Breakdown. I'm Jack.
I'm Shauna.
And the movie that we saw this month was Doctor Strange. What were your thoughts before going into the movie?
Before going in, I didn't really exactly know, what I was getting into. I only saw, a few trailers here and there, and I knew it was a Marvel's movie, but so I knew it was going to be a superhero movie.
Yeah.
But that was about it. What do you think?
I just knew it was a Marvel movie. I don't think I saw a full theatrical trailer. I only saw teaser things, and I was just like, that looks good enough. And it was in my Entertainment Weekly, so I didn't read too much about it, but Marvel, so that's basically all the background I had. After the movie, I really liked it. I thought it was good. It was different than I was expecting, and it was less superhero-y, and I liked that.
Reminded me of the other Marvel movies is because they slipped in those comedic, moments when it was getting, a little dark and stuff, just to keep it, lighter and more comedic.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Definitely Marvel's style, and that's good. I also really liked Rachel McAdams in it.
Yeah,
and
she was really good.
She's phenomenal. What you like the most?
I really liked that it jumped from, reality, from being in, his world and, working with the doctors and all that other stuff, and to, mystical, a fraction of a second, how they changed that. So that was really interesting to me. What did you like?
I really liked, it was magic. It wasn't like a super, like I said before, it wasn't really superhero-y, but it was still really cool and still just in a different universe of its own. There were times when they were talking where I didn't really understand exactly what they were saying, but I could follow the storyline. So I think that might be something they could have done better, which was if people weren't really familiar with the concepts that they were talking about, or
if you weren't a comic book nerd, you wouldn't get it some of the things. So,
and it moved well. The storyline moved well, and I could understand basically what they were saying.
Yeah, but the beginning I felt was a little bit slower. I think they could have improved on that. Maybe just got to the point a little quicker. I feel even though yes, you do need a backstory. I know that. But yeah, so I think they could have maybe improved on that a little bit.
Yeah, I agree with that too. In general, I just liked it. I thought it was good. And Rachel McAdams is phenomenal.
Yeah.
So.
Fun fact is that actually Rachel McAdams actually figured out how to stitch up someone.
All right. So how would you rate it?
I'd probably give it 4 stars.
4 stars.
It was good.
I would probably give it 3.5. Here's some of the things that they're saying on Twitter.
Doctor Strange was actually really fun. Who knew a Cumberpatch could act?
Cumberpatch?
I mean, they didn't even try there.
Just saw Doctor Strange. Good movie. Benny Farms Cumber Gardens was great in it. Guys, if you're seeing Doctor Strange this weekend, stay after for the credits. People just leave bags of half-empty popcorn lying around.
That is true. They really do.
They did. There was a lot.
Yeah.
It was disgusting.
You could definitely have a whole meal on what they leave behind.
There were nachos, too.
Oh. And everyone loves nachos.
Yeah, and there were some Skittles, so you can just have a whole feast. Well, I think that's all I really have to say about it. So
really loved it.
Yeah, I liked it too.
Yeah.
Tune in next time, and we'll see you later.
Hello Cougars, this is Under Review with Tom Leese. On this special edition of Under Review, we will be taking a look at the top 10 sports moments from this previous year, 2016. Coming in at number 10, we have Michael Phelps and Usain Bolt continuing their Olympic legacies. Michael Phelps earned his 23rd gold medal, making him the most decorated Olympic gold medalist of all time. Usain Bolt was able to, for the 3rd straight Olympics, win the 100-meter dash, 200-meter dash, and 4x100-meter dash relay on Team Jamaica, completing his triple-triple. Coming in at number 9 on the list, Dustin Johnson wins the 2016 U.S. Open. At the 2015 U.S. Open, Dustin Johnson blew a late 3-stroke lead to Jordan Spieth and had a history in his career of blowing late leads at majors. But he stuck with it, birdied the 18th hole, and ended up winning his first major tournament. Coming in at number 8 on the list was Kobe Bryant's final NBA game where he scored 60 points. As the game entered the 4th quarter, the Lakers were trailing, and for one final time, Kobe Bryant was able to step up to the plate as he scored 23 points in the final quarter to defeat the Utah Jazz in his last game as an LA Laker. At number 7 on the list, we have the Golden State Warriors winning 73 regular season games. And it would have been higher on our list, but as they say, it doesn't mean a thing without the ring. Entering our list at number 6 is David Ortiz's final season to remember. David Ortiz had a remarkable final season. He hit .315 and he had 38 home runs and 127 RBIs, one of his best seasons of his career. And a true baseball legend, he will not be forgotten. At number 5 on our list, we have Peyton Manning leaving the NFL as the Super Bowl champion. It was a rather boring game, but at the end, the Denver Broncos pulled it out, and one of the greatest players of all time, Peyton Manning, was able to leave the sport a champion. At number 4 on our list, we have the Leicester City Miracle. Leicester City was a small soccer team that had just regained their position in the English Premier League and entered the beginning of the season at 500-1 odds to win the league. But Leicester City was able to overcome those odds in one of the biggest underdog victories of sports history in just their 3rd year as a part of the league again. At number 3 on our list, we have the Villanova buzzer beater to beat North Carolina in the college basketball championship game. It was another great March Madness in 2016, and it came down to the very last second as Chris Jenkins hit a buzzer beater 3 to knock off North Carolina in the championship game, responding to a Marcus Page 3 that tied it up with just 5 seconds left. At number 2 on our list, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers overcoming a 3-1 series deficit to beat the Golden State Warriors in the NBA Finals. Kyrie Irving and LeBron James each dropped 40 points in Game 5 to turn the series around. They headed back to Golden State, and they won the final 2 games, bringing Cleveland their first championship in 61 years. And finally, coming in at number 1 on our list, the Chicago Cubs winning the World Series for the first time in 108 years. They defeated the Cleveland Indians in 7 games as they also overcame a 3-1 series deficit. They were able to turn the tide, and they rode the back of Aroldis Chapman to a Game 7 victory, bringing Chicago their first World Series championship since 1908, breaking the longest championship drought in professional sports history. That's it for us here at Under Review. Thank you for tuning in this year. We'll be back next year with more sports stories and greater sports coverage.
As some of you know, Underground TV is completely produced by students.
Yep, no grown-ups.
That's enough.
Okay.
But of course, the majority of us will be continuing this season as it stretches into next semester. But we're always willing to add new team members.
Yeah, so if TV production is something that you're into, then UTV is a great way to get experience in front of and behind the camera.
You could even be our next anchor.
Yeah. So we're going to have 3?
Not just 2.
We are called SMD in the Underground. We call ourselves the Underground because besides performing and teaching other people to perform live music, our other passion is to feature the underground artists of Central Illinois. So I really just found that I didn't fit into any particular genre, so we kind of had to come up with a genre of our own. We call it soul folk with a twist of jazz.
Some of the members of SMD and the Undergrounds attended ICC. ICC helped them find their way in their music careers and get to where they are now, even though they might not have expected it.
I planned to just finish my gen eds so I could get my degree, but I auditioned for chorale with Julie Clements, and I ended up being a part of the chorale and vocal jazz, and then took 3 semesters of voice lessons from her, which changed my voice completely. She just really taught me to use my instrument in a new way and to build the foundations that I needed to become a better artist. And I'm also now on the board at ICC for developing the new music business program, which I'm really excited about. I'm so excited that they're even interested in advancing it in such a drastic way. And I love that they're getting input from local working musicians.
If I could give some advice to someone who's just thinking about starting out music, it's trust your gut. If you feel like there's a calling to play music, do it. If you don't, do it, have fun. It's a fun thing to do.
You can find them by searching SMD and the Undergrounds on Facebook and YouTube.
My name is Jack Stalter, and I am a victim of text walking.
There I was, just walking with all 3 of my friends, and he just comes barreling down the hallway and knocks me over. Now look at me, I'm disheveled.
There I am, just walking to class, and this guy comes out of nowhere on his phone, and he just tackles me. Out of nowhere. Seriously, who does that?
Sitting in the cafeteria just thinking about guy stuff. College, girls, LeBron, the season finale of Dance Moms. And then I heard that ringtone, that ugly, disgustingly cliche ringtone. You know, the one that everyone has, and you think, oh, that's mine, but it's not. It's like everywhere I go, he's just there, colliding with me. You guys saw that, right? He's everywhere. Did you guys stage this? Because of what he did to me, I'm no longer able to have kids.
I'm Noah Peterlin, and I approve this message.
With the election finally over, I got a chance to do something a little bit different this month.
Don't you usually do something with politics?
Well, yeah, but this month, believe it or not, I got to meet our new president.
You got to meet Donald Trump?
No, I meant the president here at ICC.
Oh, I didn't know we had a president.
Well, yeah, neither did I. And when they told me that I was going to be interviewing the new president, I kind of assumed also that I was going to meet Donald Trump. What? No, luckily, when I walked into the interview, I was met with a decent human being, so it was nice.
That's nice. Was he nice?
Well, she is a woman, so, you know, we're actually ahead of America right now.
Look at that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but as you'll see, I think ICC is in good hands.
Well, actually, I grew up in a little town downstate called Caseyville, but I have lived in Peoria before because I'm a Bradley alum. So I was here for 4 years through college, then moved further north, and I've been in the Chicago suburbs ever since. And I was an instructional designer for the Big 8 firm, Arthur Andersen. So that's where I started my career. Was with them about 8 years. And one day I was responsible for what was known as New Manager School. And I was responsible for this whole production. And I was backstage, you know, running the show. And I look out to that audience and all those faces, and I thought to myself, you know, all those folks graduated from a top 10 school in their home country, and they all graduated in the top 10% of their class. And I just thought to myself, you know, I'm working really hard. There's got to be some place that I can make more of a difference, because these folks are going to be fine regardless of my manager school, regardless of what they do. So I quit. And I took a look around, and I decided I really wanted to be with the community college. I felt from an educational standpoint that was the arena that I felt where lives were being changed. So that's what brought me back.
And you are the first female president that they have appointed here. Did you know that when you were considering the job, or was that kind of just...
You know, I probably should have. So when I did my research, I looked at the 2 previous presidents, but not all the way back. But that being said, if my having this presidency is inspirational or something that helps women understand that they don't need to be limited anymore and they should go for their dreams and keep moving forward in their careers, then that's a wonderful thing as well.
Right now, I think the average student at ICC is 25. So a lot of us are millennials, and a lot of us are kind of considered lazy or entitled or, you know, I guess stubborn, but we're also seen as creative. So with your interactions with millennials, what do you think are traits that they have that they don't hear as often?
I'm a parent to millennials, so I have a different, can see that whole millennial issue from many facets. I think if there's something that you think isn't worthwhile or worth your time, you will say so. I've seen millennials be a very driven and very passionate group of people. Just look what happened with Bernie Sanders in the last election. So to the extent that millennials can connect, to the extent that the world's aligning with what they would like it to be, you'll see endless passion and energy. So I don't think it's a matter of laziness. I think it's a matter of generational styles being different. Sometimes I think we put way too much pressure on millennials in terms of figuring out the rest of their life, because there's no such thing as figuring out the rest of your life.
I barely even know what I'm going to eat for dinner.
There you go. I don't know what I'm going to have for dinner either, if that makes you feel better. Most people will change careers 15 times over the course of their life. So what are you motivated by now? Grab that skill set, you know, build up your knowledge and skills, figure it out for now, and move forward. Don't. I think sometimes they're at baby steps. I think sometimes people get so overwhelmed by the immenseness of it, and it's really not a lifetime decision that's going to put you in a box.
Finally, I want to do just a quick rundown of 6 favorite things. Okay. So answer as quickly as you can.
I'll try.
All right. Favorite TV show?
West Wing.
Movie genre?
Thriller.
Color?
Yellow.
Season.
Fall.
Superhero.
Batman.
Animal.
Humans.
They are pretty cool.
They are the most interesting animal I've ever run across.
With the election finally over, I got some...
Who'd you get some from?
Seriously, who's not watching Game of Thrones? Where are you? Dude, well, get HBO.
Do I say the first line?
Yep.
I don't remember what it is.
College, girls, LeBron, Gogurt.
As most of you know, ICC is not ICC.
ICC is made by students.
As most of you know, UTV is written and controlled completely. As some of you know, ICC, not ICC.
In other news, we can't talk.
I didn't even mention Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones was on my list. You can just edit that in there, right? Then there's this like woman who has like this like weird steamy like ghost demon thing that comes out of her. You know how weird that is?
You can't say that.
Do you know where the smoke monster went? It went to Melisandre's downstairs. It looked like the smoke monster from Lost. That's what it looked like. I'm trying to get it out and they pulled me back in. Everybody got that reference, right? You guys got that reference, right?
Wait, what?
They tried to get out, they pulled me back in.
We weren't listening. Ho, ho, holy.